Hey everybody, guess what? We're on volume 3 of FARSIGHTED. And that is a great thing. That means that I got to bring volume 2 upstairs. And that means that we're getting farther along in the book. And that means that we're on chapter 18. Okay, anyway. Chapter 18. The traveler's wounds of sacrifice
Speech off.
will be healed by a new beginning. The women in his life will prove more important than ever in helping him continue toward his destination. After Simi leaves, anxiety and guilt weigh heavily on my brain. I decide to sleep it off, but since nightmares will only make matters worse, I'm going to need another one of those pills Dad gave me. He took the bottle away after giving me the dose, so I need to hunt it down. I start with the medicine cabinet, taking out all the bottles, twisting off the tops, and holding a tablet from each in my hand. Whenever I find one that's the right shape, I lick it to see if the taste matches up. When I don't find the one I need in the bathroom, I comb through the rest of the house, searching for my medicinal relief. Eventually, I find it was the second. I find it in the second to the top drawer. Eventually, I find it in the second to the top drawer of Dad's dresser. Nice. I swallow a tablet without using any water to wash it down and place the bottle where it was before I disturbed it. Feeling comforted, I return to bed and don't wake up until the next morning when my alarm clock starts screeching. Almost 24 hours of straight rest, but man, did I need it. Those pills are the best thing that's happened to me that have happened to me for some time, which is pretty sad considering what it says about the rest of my life. I take a cold shower to wake myself up the rest of the way and eat a box of Ritz crackers in the van on the way to school. I've got to find Shapri before Simi does, but I've never paid enough attention to know her schedule beyond lunch and Dr. Brown's class. Before heading to first hour English, I stop by the main office to see if the secretary will tell me which class Shapri has now. This is another one of those instances when my blindness comes in handy. I can make people feel very uncomfortable about doing what I want. Hi, Miss Robbins, I croon as I approach the front desk. You're looking lovely today. Okay, that might have been a step too far, but she doesn't seem to get the irony, so I continue. I was wondering if you could help me with something real quick. I've got a message for a student, Shapri Teak.
Current position. Pause. Rewind. Pause. Button. Speech off.
You see, my dad and her mom are friends, and I guess there's something she needs to know about getting picked up after school. Could you tell me what class she has first hour? No problem, dearie. Miss Robin's high-pitched voice warbles. Give me a moment here. She clacks at her keyboard, saying the letters and Shapri's name aloud as she searches. I provide the correct spelling when she tries to type in Teek. Ah, here it is. Shapri Teak. She has art first period. Can I take you over? Can I take over the message? Can I take over that message for you, or can you get there yourself? Thanks so much, I answer. I know exactly where that is. I head out of the office before Miss Robbins has time to start her habit of small talk. Swinging my cane, I make my way up to the second floor of the school. I've never taken art, but I do know where the room is. There are only 3 classes in the whole building with their own distinct smells. Home ec, chem, and art. The chemical paints and singed smell of the kiln really make it stand out. I arrive at the art studio just as the bell rings and walk into the class, trying to give off the air of official office business. Hi, I say as I step into the doorway. The office sent me. I've got a message for Shapri Teak. Alex? What are you doing here? Shapri says, pushing out her stool with the horrible screech across the linoleum floor. Where's the message? She must have noticed my empty hands. Usually office messages come on a carbon copy form, not via Blind Kid. It's a verbal message. Can I talk to you outside for a sec? Go on. The teacher prompts. Oh, go on. The teacher prompts. She's got a slight European accent and sounds really old. Sorry, let me do that again then. Go on. But hurry back, or you'll miss the start of decoupage exercise. Shapri puts her hands on my back, and we walk out to the hall together. What is it? She asks with urgency. Oh crap, I've worried her. Listen, this is going to sound weird, but I need you to be my girlfriend. Why would that sound weird? She asks, leaning her side up against the brick wall. I know we're not super close or anything, and you seem... and this must seem like it's coming out of nowhere, but I really hope you'll agree. I stutter. Okay, Shapri answers after a beat. I can be your girlfriend. Some of the romance after V-Day week stuck around, huh? Yes, Valentine's Day. Perfect. If Simi asks, we fell in love on Valentine's Day. We need to make this believable, okay? Just make up a story to tell her at lunch, and I'll go along with it. Ah, you're the best, I say, locking my arms around her and squeezing tight. I lift her into the air a couple of feet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you don't believe in all of this psychic stuff, but trust me on this one. You are helping to save Simi's life. I place Shapri back onto her feet and wait for an argument about whether gifts are real or imagined. But she doesn't provide one. Better get back to class. Don't want to miss the lesson on decoupage. See you at lunch, boyfriend. Come here, baby. I try to say seductively as Shapri approaches our cafeteria table. Oh, gross. I don't know how to sound like a seductive guy. Simi and I are already there, sitting across from each other. I completely ignore her. But she's not going away. Shapri is always the last to arrive, and normally sitting with Shapri, but today she comes to sit by me. I sling my arm around her like a rabid teddy bear. How was the first part of your day? Good, she says, stiffening under my grip and moving to unpack her lunch bag. Ha, you're so cute, I say with a laugh. Shapri isn't meeting me part way here. It takes two to make a relationship. Guess this means I've got to go overboard with it. What do people do when they're in love? Having absolutely no idea, I decide to act with Shapri how I wish I could act with Simi. I focus on the almond joy. I focus on the almond joy bar sitting across the table and block out Shapri's grassy odor. One arm continues to hold her body. The other reaches across to hold her hand. "And how are you going to eat your lunch, lover boy?" Shapri asks in a slow tempo. She's not a very good actress. If this small performance is giving her stage fright. "I don't need lunch," I answer, deepening my voice to sound manly. "I'm full of love." Oh my god. Wow. I'm full of lame today, too. Simi coughs and clears her throat. Now's my chance to get rid of her. "Stalker much?" I growl as my heart breaks into a million pieces. I want Simi on the receiving end of my cuddle. Not my hostility. I clear my throat. "How about giving us some privacy, huh? Nobody wants you here anyway." Shapri inhales. I can tell she's about to say something, but I tighten my grip around her to signal her for her to stop. She actually listens to me for once. "Fine," Simi answers, "if that's the way you want it." She slaps the lid over her Tupperware container, grabs her lunch sack, and stands with a huff. "Bye." "Bye," Shapri says, a bit too nicely. "Forever," I add, as she storms off. Just in case I actually make things happen by voicing them aloud, I cross my fingers behind Shapri's back. I hope forever doesn't last too much longer, because I miss Simi desperately already. Neither Shapri nor I say anything. I continue to hold her in case Simi is watching. After a few minutes pass, Shapri breaks the silence. She's not looking anymore. She went to sit at the empty end of the nerdy freshman table. Poor thing. Why'd you have to be so mean to her? Why do we have to pretend? I don't get it. Can you meet me after school? I'll explain everything on the walk over to your mom's shop. I let go of her and begin eating. My other arm stays wrapped around her. I don't want to go to my mom's shop after school. That's near Simi's place. I hang out with my dad instead. Of course. I mumble sarcastically. Shapri doesn't catch the words. Can you meet your dad later tonight and come in the afternoon? If I do you promise to explain everything? I won't keep pretending unless you've got a really great reason for it. Shapri completely returns to her normal self. Fast-talking, demanding respect. Believe me, I've got a good reason, but you're going to have to keep an open mind. Now, let's talk about something else. I don't want to risk having Simi or Brady or anyone else overhearing us talking about anything that matters. As if on cue, Brady comes up behind us and clasps a hand on each of our shoulders, squeezing Shapri and I together. Finally got one of them to like you. Hey, Cosmotaurus. He guffaws. She's not even that bad looking. Well, not that you would know. You know I'd freak. tell the truth. So, tell the truth. Did you sell your soul to the devil? Because that's the only way I could see any girl falling for you. His buddies laugh from the next table over. Go to hell, Shapri says, slapping Brady's hands away. Brady throws a string of insults our way as his figure retreats. I wonder if Simi had anything to do with that. We meet at the flagpole after school and head over to Mystique's shop. Shapri and I have only ever taken this walk together once, on my birthday. The day I almost kissed Simi at this same flagpole. The day she said I was like a brother. So tell me the deal, Shapri says, once we're off the school grounds. You promise to keep an open mind, right? I press. Yeah, just tell me already. Shapri says, looping her hand through the crook of my arm. I know you don't believe in psychic gifts, but I, know my dad's little mind reading display thing really freaked you out, which means you kind of almost believe. I pause to make sure Shapri's still with me, and when she says nothing in argument, I continue. So basically, I can see the future, but she starts. I don't let her finish. But I can't see. Yeah. I see the future the same way I see the world around me. Okay? Anyway, I've seen Simi dying a lot of times in a lot of different ways. They've all got to do with this guy named Dax. I've got no idea who he is, but somehow he and I are drawn together. And if Simi hangs out with me, she'll be around him when he shows up. She'll be around when he shows up. She'll die. I have to distance myself from her in order to protect her. What better way to put off a girl than to declare love for someone else? Am I right? I take a deep breath and wait for Shapri's rebuttal. I don't think you need to involve me. You know I don't like this stuff. Her voice is deep and serious. I feel like I'm being lectured by Dad on one of his off days. But I did, so you're stuck. Thanks a lot. She snips. Why do you hate all of this so much? Wouldn't it be easier for you to believe? She sighs. You don't understand what it was like growing up as part of a crazy psychic family. The kids were really mean to me. Calling me a weirdo, pulling at my hair, sticking gum in it. It was horrible. Don't get me wrong or anything. Grandin sucks, but New Orleans was worse. I didn't have any friends there. It dawns on me how many unspoken things Shapri and I have in common. It's never easy being different, or special, as they call it. Shapri keeps on talking. I've missed some of her monologue by zoning out, but I zone back in and pay close attention to the rest. Strength from inside. I knew my mom and grandma were the real deal. That their powers made them better than everybody else. That I had nothing to be ashamed of. Then one day, it suddenly clicked. Like when a little kid first learns Santa Claus is a fake. I learned my mom wasn't real. My strength went away and school got even harder. A couple of years later, Mom tells me we're moving to this small town in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't think twice about forcing Dad to move away from the job he loves and leaving Grandma behind. As much as I hated New Orleans, I just didn't want to go. I knew things would be much worse here in Hickville, USA. It'd be even more different. More ostracized. Then I meet you and Simmy, and things weren't, so bad. I actually think I like it here, except for all the psychic stuff. It's always caused me problems in life. So when the two of you started talking about gifts, she struggles over the last word, as if voicing it out loud is blasphemy. All the horrible memories came back. I got afraid. You don't have to be afraid, I say, encircling her waist with my arm, trying to offer her some measure of comfort as we continue to walk. My skin tingles, remembering our almost kiss from weeks back. I don't, she scoffs. Didn't you just tell me Simmy's going to die? Okay, I get your point, but it's even more danger if you ignore our powers. At least now we understand the chance of stopping everything. At least now we stand the chance of stopping everything before it happens. We? I don't think so. I'll be your friend and put up with this junk as much as I have to, but there's no we in this power equation. Well, thanks for putting up with me then, I say, not sure whether I'm more annoyed or compassionate at this point. Anyway, we arrive at Miss Teak's, and Shapri freezes. What the? Shapri says, aghast. Something's changed. What? I wish people would just tell me things up front rather than trying to build suspense. Yeah, me too. I get you, Alex. The sign. It says the all-seeing oracles. Crap. I recognize oracle from my proud Greek heritage. It also doesn't escape my notice that the word is plural. We open the door to the shop, which now is a jingling bell, and sure enough, we're greeted by Dad and Miss Teak.